All right, everybody, let's get right to it. Happy Tuesday. Big shout out to everyone in the chat. Just wanted to start it proper with our intro, get right into some charts. And there's our SPY for today. Look, and we're trending lower. We got a couple bigger levels you want to look at right now. I was in the Discord this morning saying, looking for, on the futures, that is, down here, was it 41.14 is a big hop level for today. We're still trending lower. This is not going to stop until we get down to 41.14 for today. That's 8 lower from current levels, so ride it. Ride it. It has some kind of confirmation, but look what's going on. This is where you respect the severity of the drop. When you've got your amplified on the hourly, you're in a bullish zone, but until that pivots out, you're still down. Same on HSI right here. Oversold indicator reading. That's it. But still needs a couple hours before that pivots out. It's going to be a down day. And we've been saying this on this daily time frame, right? This is what we were saying here. We're looking for that event day. 3-bar breakdown. I mean, right back here last week was the dot and check back 41.7850. I think you guys remember me saying that. That was huge. And now we're just looking for this as it started to roll over. I finished up this conversation in our last meeting on Thursday, where you're now into that pullback reaction phase. You're either At best, you got to wait for the next dot. So we're in full downside mode within the respect to the last 6 weeks, especially with today kind of sealing it. And you're, looking for maybe as low as 38.55. Look at what the indicator is doing now. HSI. That's the bottom indicator. Yes, we're oversold, but this is where things get interesting, that in the next couple of days, we still could come down in terms of price before we can even give an inflection. So daily, hourly, those are all pointing lower. Why not just favor that 5-minute time frame? Keep selling it down every little pop. Here's the last 5-minute signal that just generated about 45 minutes ago, up at 41.33. That's how I would be looking at the next several days. So take a look at all of that. Again, review last week. What's going on in the chat? Great to see everybody. Swooping Hawk, Evan, Casey, Mr. Vegas. What's up, Angelo? Ghazi, 10 pence, Miss Stephanie, Mr. Kennedy, Masterson Trust, David V. Hey, Brain Freeze, what's up? And listen, everybody that I mentioned and everyone in the chat, I have to let you know that I'm never going to solicit anything. So apparently someone reached out to me recently and they got scammed because someone was impersonating me on the Discord or in a Discord that I ran a trade copy service. I don't do any of that. And again, like 95% of what I have is available for free. So start there, and I'm never going to solicit anyone for money. So go to harmonictrader.com, hit register now to become a basic member, sign up, and then everything you need to begin is here. I don't do any trading services. I don't do any consultation. I'm never asking for money. Please, and go through the free stuff. Get over here and join the Discord. So once we're on the Discord, you can get to me directly. DM me. It might take a day or two for me to get that message, but DM me directly. And if anyone ever sends you anything on my behalf, send it to me. Appreciate that. It was a real. It really is a pain in the ass that we have to deal with that. And those type of people, you know how I feel about those type of people. Anyway, let's get to it. Really quick. Please send everyone. We've got to have a lot of new inquiries for TradingView, which is great. So, and everyone should be at least working with the TradingView software. I forgot to mention this. Go on the basic members page for the TradingView Access free 14-day trial. Send your full name and TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. People are just sending their email. We need your TV username, please. Okay, business out of the way. Let's get back onto it. For today, again, ES and SPY, we're looking lower. I'm looking for new lows right now for this thing to flush down. Here's the SPY. We have nothing in terms of like a midday dot. No midday 12 p.m. signal yet. And that's some real weak action. It's a big shark. Look at that shark pattern, 409.38, but there's no confirmation, no dot. And that is at least one way to really differentiate. How do I know? Do I know if this zone is going to work or not? Is there a dot here? No. Where this Gartley that we were talking about last week, look, pattern completion right there, software picked it up. Yellow dot to yellow dot. Reaction over, type 2, dot. It wasn't a great one, but you still had confirmation. A lot of people ask me, how do I know which pattern to hit, where to trade it? Again, we're just looking for sun icon and yellow dot to simplify it, and everything else is pretty easy to learn. But in terms of if you're really caught up in the moment and you can't make that decision, just ask yourself, do I have a sun icon? Yep. Do I have a bullish dot down here? No. We actually have right now on the 5-minute, you have a bearish HSI. So I'm not doing anything against that signal. Keep an eye on that stuff, but get yourself familiar with it. We'll see. Yeah, thanks, guys. Evan, Costa. Yeah, I don't know. It's in the Discord. There's some guy in the Discord. Just to let you know, but it's happening. It's crazy that it's happening. So, let me look. That's the real time hours. Let's look at extended trading hours. That might be a little different because you got more data. It's a nice butterfly. There you go on the extended chart for the 5 minute, but nothing, no confirmation. Nothing really there. I would wait on that one. I would guess even on the SPY chart for today, that will not turn until you at least test 408.70. So and it's just a reaction. Even if you do get a bounce off of that, it's from like here, maybe target 1410. It's the daily and the hourly time frames are completely in charge at the moment. There you go. So here's the hourly SPY, and like all of them, they're all in the oversold and expanding, which says you're early and you're going to still go lower until that can stabilize. I just think it's this kind of a breakdown against your daily time frames is where this stuff can finally give you an acceleration, because we have not moved all month, but in a pretty tight range most of April after a real nice January, February. So I'm just respecting that. And maybe we don't get all the way down to target one, but it'll be whatever the next oversold reading is. I mean, just like we've seen 4 times in the last since September. 1, almost 2, 3, and 4. Every time's early. When you're breaking down here, this is the other thing on the daily. Said this last week. Once we get under that 50 level, this is where acceleration occurs. To the downside. This is rolled over. For now. Qs look like this. Same deal. Different pattern. Even better HSI check back here. Now we got real potential for a 3-bar breakdown on the daily here. You need to close. Now, any close under yesterday's low will do it, but under 312 would really get that thing going. And it's a type 2, so we got to see. I mean, it's in that spot where finally the reaction is happening. It's really a type 2 reversal. That, by definition, do we go to target 2? Maybe not. I'm just saying, I'm going to take it in chunks. 312 breakdown, go to 304, then 291. Stair step it like it always does. And again, you're oversold. That's going to expand for a few days. I expect something up. Maybe by Thursday, this thing's in full drop mode. Not sure. Let me get to the 5-minute queue. I'm looking for, normally I would come in here every Tuesday, Thursday, which we're here Tuesday, Thursday, 12 noon Eastern. And one of the things I've been outlining are these yellow dot HSI setups. It's like a midday dot. Now we're trying to generate something right now. Hold on. But still early, no pattern here. Let me look at the regular trading session. There you go. So we're oversold at the moment on a 5-minute basis, but no pattern. And it looks like we're going to generate that next arrow probably in about 4 minutes. Coming out of, right now we're just coming out of the 5-minute oversold. Not much going on there. What about a 30-second chart? Because that's, for me, I like to look at the 5-minute signals and then give me some patterns on a 30-second at a minimum. You're always going to get a couple of 30-second patterns. The last one being that deep crab. Look at that deep crab at 313.89, rated 314. A nice mid-morning continuation, but I don't have anything on the bullish side. Not yet. We're getting a dot on the 5-minute 100. Okay. Let me see. Well, we'd have to check back. And where is my arrow? Let me reload. Hold on. I don't know why that's not generating an arrow. I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that because there's a couple things. Let's look at a couple QQQ stocks like Microsoft. And probably Microsoft's even better than Apple to look at, and it's as good as the QQQs, because this is a Gartley up here that is rolling over. We're one bad day away from complete meltdown, and Tuesday, today, right? After hours. So it's a type 2. This could set it off is really what I'm getting at here, that reaction stalling of the last 2 weeks. Okay, that's starting to set up where there's enough resistance here. You're at a 1 reaction that happened from February into March, then March came back for the type 2 return, and now type 2 reversal down to 236. That's what we would be anticipating going forward. And I mentioned this on Thursday. This is something I highlighted maybe back in January. Now maybe it's starting to happen. Are all these weekly patterns, were they just reactions? Was that just a reaction from January up until March? Now we're rolling over and you set into motion the type 2 return. It's really close. If so, we got to think about that. Got to think about that this, even way up there, where if this reaction is over on Microsoft, which is probably your number 1 stock in the whole world, I'll wait till it violates that downtrend, but I'm going to start to think about this. And if this is the case, then everything we saw from January until March, that might be a reaction on the weekly. And it might not come all the way back down there, but you're not going up for a little while. You're gonna want to give some of this back. And you look at, say, weekly indicators on Microsoft, and daily are probably even better. You're right there. You're out of the zone. You just hit an overbought reading on the weekly. And let's see what happens when we get down to that 50 level. If that cracks, not in a good relative spot. This is like, this is different. Remember back in January, I was screaming up and down that Tesla and Microsoft and all of these and Google were in a nice spot, no matter how bearish people were. Tesla, we were down here with this bat pattern, did a reaction, and I said this actually in our Monday session and really got into it last week, that this might just be a short reaction now that has to come back to 127.88 before I'm even going to think about Tesla having the ability to do anything spectacular. It's like that. That's where you are. It's an undeniable fact. I'm not, no shill. I know a lot of people want to fanboy Tesla, but harmonic pattern framework is pointing in that direction. So that's, you're kind of like looking at that saying, interesting. I don't want to believe it, but I'm going to have to respect it. And however you deal with that in your brain of if you're going to play within the harmonic pattern framework, when these kind of signs come up against what you're looking at or what you want to happen, you have to check yourself. I'm going to call it. I'm going to say 127 retest on Tesla, and before I look at anything, and you don't have any weekly or daily signals that are close to triggering something. Here, actually, we do on the daily. But I don't like where it's at. You have this shark pattern right off the top, and it's a type 2. I mean, it's interesting that this has formed right off the top. But I would say at least 155 on this move has to trigger. And look at what is happening. You're oversold at the moment, but you're a couple of days away before that can even trigger. Certainly like 5-7 days away before you would get a potential dot. And I would say under 155, that's the big deal on Tesla. And so we get to those other big stocks like this, and Nvidia is one that I posted. Here's your 3 bar. It was a couple of things. I know we had a deep crab up here. There's a bat pattern. 270 was the number. Actually, 277. We were there with a dot. I'm going to say 215. Already, I'm going to call it now. You're out of the zone. Giving that enough time. Come on down. A weekly, I think, it's on a weekly too. Those are some big patterns. I mean, I'm not. The software kicked them out all the way back, and it was March right up here. Okay. But looks like now you're really close. A weekly 3 bar breakdown under 263, call it 260. That sets in motion 214. So that's it. You're there. You're not. You've got a dot. You got price bar. You got everything. Last one I want to look at. Meta today again. Same deal. This is a dot on the weekly. Didn't reach target 1. Daily didn't reach target 1. Similar patterns, just pulling from slightly different pivot points. So I'm going to watch this closely. We're already oversold on the daily basis, but the weekly has clearly popped out, gave you a bearish reversal. And again, I think this is for this reaction that started at 116, it's probably done to come back to 170. You're at 209 currently, and you could do something where in the end, it's just like it's a short-term pause, but I think you're going to have to come back here and basically give back some of the January gains. That's really what you're looking at. Sure. Yeah, Amazon, same deal. Amazon's like that. Weekly, little bit of a dot. That's it. Okay, not much to go on. You've been here since September. You go sideways. I'm looking at the dot that is materializing on this week. Now remember, it won't go complete until Friday, but daily time frame, weren't we looking for like 108 here? Hold on. Yeah, the daily, look, here's where we are. Actually, we're looking for 122. This is a type 2 on the daily. Looks like that. Up to 122. But within the weekly time frame, I think after today's earnings, if you don't do anything, like let me clean this up. Uh, Amazon's not impressing for sure. And you need this week to turn around in a major way. You're generating a yellow dot, which is related to this signal here. Essentially, this initial test at 93 that we've been in front of for a while has given you 10 points. 10 points since November in light of what the rest of the market's done. It's not impressive. So if we roll over, careful. Even just go to like a 1 bar at this point, Amazon should not break under 102. Really, it just doesn't make much sense. Should continue higher from here. So it's not quite there yet, but by Friday or under 102, yeah, then you come all the way back down, and you're going to take more time. Hate to say that. Just not in a good relative spot. I mean, the continuation, whatever should be following through now is not. So I'm respecting that. I mean, we've been here waiting, especially the fact that Amazon and the rest of these haven't moved this month, 3 weeks sideways. I'm looking at that. Here's Google. Okay, Google is a type 1 reaction on the weekly. This is better price action, actually. Just the fact you're printing a bunch of green bars, still no dot. I'm still long this. I've said this from down here. There's a few things. Weekly was 86. The daily was 93. And we're still expecting this to be a 109 test. 109.67, but you need two you need one more bearish week. We'll give you a yellow dot up here. And I think we talked about that last week. 109.67 is the target. The recent high was 109.58, so pretty close. Hold on one second. Where are we going? S&P making new lows for the day, guys. Right now, S&P's it just broke down. Remember, 114. There you go. 114 is the hourly hop level. That's where you're going. Minimum for today. There you go. Let's watch that happen right there. That's what we started out with today. Started talking about that this morning, but a couple things on the 5-minute. But here you go. You're going to run for the hop because this is a type 2. Your type 1 was here. That was the reason for the test. But look, you come back for the type 2 return. That's how we treat all harmonic patterns. Reaction first. Now reversal has to come on a retest, but straight on through. And no confirmation. Look, this is where expansion gets you. It really does. You're in the indicator extreme. This is what I started out with today. And take note, if it's an hourly or a 5-minute, doesn't matter. You keep expanding like that, you're nowhere near any kind of inflection. So you let it fall. Let it fall. We'll be at 14 in a heartbeat. Stay with that. Yeah, the Qs. I think this is the day. Let's go back to the Qs really quick. Yeah, weekly triggered last week. There on the Qs on the weekly, that was the other thing. This is potential type 2 material. After the reaction from September, in this case, do we come back to 263 XA? That would be the long-term framework at work. Type 1 reaction, 311, it's target 1, then back to 263. Potentially, that's where you are. You need to wake up to it. You really need to wait. It's not going to do the bust move. Something I was talking about, I guess, last week was looking for some kind of pullback off of these numbers, and then the breakout of the first quarter, the price highs for the quarter 1 would come, but that would be later in the year. Come down a little bit and then if you're really going to end this and you're going to break out, it would be above that level. But where are we going to launch from? Are we going to just have a nominal pullback and then go, or are we going to come for a full type 2? Listen, your indicators are nowhere near suggesting that's going to happen anytime soon. So you got to play this pullback phase that has begun in the past week. Okay. It's real close. Pretty amazing. Let's get into quickly some crypto. And what's Bitcoin doing? Just start right with the top. I've been saying that the pullback from last week is going to give you a daily signal. Let's go here on HSI. So we're right there. We're triggering it now, but still no dot. So in my opinion, that little pullback from the last week has let out enough air out of the tires, if you will, to start to look. And this is the double trigger we were looking for. HSI comes out of the zone like it did 1 and 2, 3 times before since February. But even better, simple fact that we have amplified RSI. So easy indicators just to spot. You got an oversold test, you're done, you're starting to pop out, look for that development off of there. I still say basically 26,500, 26,700 should be the low within this range. And you're early. I'm still waiting for a dot in any case. Give me a dot there. Hold on one second. Thanks. And Ethereum's the same way. There are no patterns off of here yet, but we're just letting this air come out. I mean, it was a great run. Daily time frame, yeah, we did get a dot. Where are we? Yeah, we're in the oversold right now. I mean, that's the thing. Let me clean all this up. The simple indicator that we're looking for, been waiting on, where let it come down, let it pop out. You're there. We've been there for 3 days. But needs to pivot, I don't know, probably in the next 3 days itself. That should definitely not take more than, we should be out of here by Thursday. When we're here in about 48 hours, that should be popping out on the daily time frame. And then you can begin the process to look if this is going to be the continuation move that takes you higher, or if it's this 4-hour deep crab, which I think is a better way to go. So 4-hour time frame, had a deep crab right at the top, went over your ideal area, but there's your confirmation. And this is, I think, just another intraday pattern in crypto going to target 2, which normally we would look for target 1, but with crypto, loves to go target 2. That's 1816 where you are right now. Now start to do some kind of stabilization if it's on a daily or 4-hour. But 1800 now for crypto, yeah. Keep an eye on that. But I said this last week, I'll say it again. You're still probably 2 more days before you even think about going back in. Number 3 on our list, Binance Coin. I think Binance Coin's actually fairly interesting. There's a 4-hour, look at that perfect type 2 crab. Back to back to back. I mean, it's pretty loco. Here, type 1 up to just off of that 4-hour and then back down 317. So now you're up at target 2 off of that 4-hour crab. There's a couple of there's a bearish pattern here. Just break it down to the levels And the levels for right now are 320 on the support side, 340 on the top side. And I think you get 340 on Binance Coin just for now. Nothing changes on the longer term that we've discussed for a while, that Binance Coin is just going to struggle in the 330 area before some kind of massive breakout later in the year. J-Man's asking 1760 possible for Ethereum. Yeah, maybe. 1800 plus or minus $50, $40. So just listen, when crypto pulls back 20% on any time or goes up 20% on any time, you got to start questioning the sustainability. We've had a lot of those T coins explode, and now they're coming back. The ones that made 10x are now only 5x, and maybe they only end up being 3x before they start again. We're almost at the end of this short-term pullback for now. Let's go to number 4, which is XRP, and there you go. That situation defined. We were at 56 cents. Now we're back at 45 cents. And I'm not surprised. We're still dealing with this weekly pattern that's been 35 cents the whole time, still is. What happened here is we got a yellow dot. They'll probably cap it until we can work that out and get another. There's nothing here. I mean, I don't expect this thing to go down that much. Probably stays within this general 40 to 50 cent range. But there's nothing going to trigger that immediately, and even on your daily, there's nothing. There's not much there. Number 5, I guess, Cardano. I think Cosmos could start to challenge Cardano because there are patterns there. Listen, I still think when you see this situation, we got a lot of crypto patterns that are doing this exact thing right now. We did the type 1 move off of January. Cardano never came back to retest 28 cents. You're at 38 right now. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's what I'm waiting for. And until it does, I'll continue to look at it, but I'm just not going to chase it until we come back for that full retest. That's it. A couple that do look nice, a couple that I think are coming back in an ideal fashion that are going to give you perfect type 2s. And this is why we want to be patient, basically saving our energy for when that does happen. Cosmos, okay? Probably next to Chainlink, it's got the one of the best fanboy followings out there. But from what we do and where we're looking for the opportunity is back down here at $9, $9.04. And just going through the 1-2 framework, there's your first reaction up to 13. Looked like it was going to go to 20. Nope. Now come all the way back down. It's taking 4 months to come back down, but it could take 8 months. Doesn't matter. $9 is the level. You're now 1076. I won't consider it until $9. And you have to be stubborn with that because the structural opportunity is on the retest to confirm the pattern and give you some kind of confirmation down in that level. If you really want that thing to moon and you want to be involved with a moon move, it's going to be on the retest. And then maybe you can expect something larger. That's probably what's coming back into the, this is rolling over. It's probably going to unfold into the end of June. We could be here 2 more months and you finally get down there. But that would be all right. That would be fine. Couple more. And again, these are just clear harmonic case examples. You guys know Chili's, okay, been on this, in front of this, told everybody about this last summer. And not only the reaction move from last summer, but anticipating that that was it and coming back down for the secondary test, 11.28. That's our entry level. Okay, and even with that little gyration move, 11 to 14, not bad. We ran into a bearish pattern. So that's warning signal. It's going to say, hey, I'm going to take more time, come back down. Almost another perfect retest at 11.2, 11.3. That's the exact number. At this reaction is probably over now, but we're going to spend, you could spend another 2-3 months down here between 11 and 14 cents and not do anything, not do any explosion 2x, 3x, 5x move. The daily target for being down here in the zone is still, we go to target 2 at 23.5, but how long is that going to take? It's going to take a while. Be aware of it. I think people are coming into this thinking we're entering a moon phase, and no, we're in a reaction phase on Bitcoin and Ethereum up to target ones. And until those do something much larger, they're better than 3 months ago. But I think the last 6 weeks is showing you that they're going to run it and then they're going to take it back. And speaking of that, like this is another poster child of 10x all the way down here, 10x from the low. Incredible, 5 cents to 55 cents. This is just an astronomical run. I mean, that's a beautiful option trade, quite frankly, but you do it on size. I mean, perfect target one, incredible. But we got to come back and retest this zone. Minimum level, 31 cents. I've been saying that, but now I need to see confirmation, so it's even lower. You got to come down here. I wouldn't be surprised to see this drop well into the 20-cent range. I think the weekly, yeah, there's the weekly. The weekly's even better. Look at that big pattern. Fetch AI. Everybody wants the AI. I'm watching the CXAI thing. It's up 6 today. CXAI, everybody. I never type in the chat. Just if you want to day trade a stock, get this on your screen. I didn't do anything with it today. I almost bought it at 870. But I was like, no, it's up 50 cents today, or 50% today. Yeah, it's trading 12.50 at the moment. But the AI crypto, I think that rush that happened hit perfect type 1 reaction material and you're done. So, UFC built their coin off of Chili's. Okay. Hey, that's something. That helps. I think we should still stick with frameworks. We know that Chili's, Evan's saying that UFC built their coin off of the Chili's crypto. But I'm still arguing that the opportunity is based on that retest. We're already down there. And Fetch AI, same deal. Like Fetch AI is where Chili's was last summer. Come on back. I think let's call it 17.5 cents for Fetch AI. That would be the type 2. If I think of it this way, if you really wanted to be in the right spot to capture the bigger move, and the bigger move being target 2, because that's the harmonic pattern framework, up at 80 cents, yeah, you have to wait. You have to be patient with this. And I think there's a bunch of crypto that's doing that right now. Some are close. Some of the patterns I outlined last week of big reactive moves are done. And looking for that retest. Also looking for the S&P futures to break new lows to go to 114 before we get out of here today. Couple of more. Let me show you guys. That's Fetch AI. Hold on. What was the other one? Let me see here. Oh, AGIX, I think, was the other big mover. Yeah, AGIX, another crazy one. Um, that had some nice patterns down there. Look, there's the deep crab, but oh no, 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 no. This was the one from our last session. It was render. Yeah, remember render? It was a couple of things. There's this double back-to-back pattern. That was the one. So go to school on this. I posted this as a clip as well as it's from, I think, was it Thursdays? Our Thursday session. Maybe it was last Tuesday. It was up above $2, but it was 2 of 2, and there was a whole bunch of things that I traced out. I would look at this where maybe you make one more run to $2, but this is another one that's really, it's done amazing things. There's hype around it, but from the harmonic pattern perspective, folks, if that comes up and then gets rejected and you start rolling over, and this is probably anticipate this over the next week, then this is just pattern after pattern playing out. Pattern after pattern of a lot of these signals that generated some bearish patterns back in March. Yeah, that's going to firm up, and this stuff's going to take more time before you go back and retest lower levels. I mean, render, where is the real opportunity on render? It's a lot lower. Nothing there triggering yet. Where's your weekly? Yeah, the weekly, look, your last weekly HSI on render is 190. And clearly that yellow dot is in firm control. Firm control. So don't touch it. A couple more. Yeah. Gala is the other one. Right? Justin, my man, what do we got here? Do you believe me in the type 2 for Gala? There's Gala. I don't know why that's such a favorite of everybody. But this is another example. Go to town on it, please. Please respect. It's not easy to see when you're up here or you're here at target 1 and you think, oh, maybe that's just going to keep going. No, it's supposed to stop at target 1. That's unless it blows through target 1, which is really the only way you know. A lot of people say, okay, I can get down here on any pattern, 5-minute, hourly, daily, give me a dot, hit me at the levels. But where do I take that profit? And you're always looking at target 1. We're trying to capture the segment. So target 1, 487. Excuse me, 484, 4.84 cents. Now you could get up there and sit on your hands and be like, I think it's going to go higher. I think it's going to go higher. But that's where the framework says, no, you're out. It's time. It's done. It only takes like a bad close or a bearish candle. And now you have a yellow dot there. Just the fact that this market has gotten rejected at both of those signals within the framework, knowing the framework, 3.2 cents. And I did mention the fact that although the software is not generating it, this is a shark pattern that became a 5-0. Went to the 618. It was almost perfect. And type 1 on the shark, type 1 on the 5-0, it's actually a type 2 retest. So with all of that, again, I'm going to say 2.87 on Gala. Yep. There's several of those. So again, you're going through your favorite crypto. Please be aware of the framework, okay? And ask yourself, is it the first time a pattern's completed? Is it the second time a pattern's completed? And here's the other one is Doge. Okay, everybody's favorite meme coin. Where is that going? Anybody want to get long Doge right here? I don't think so. Type 1 reaction with the shark on the daily. Also notice that, hey, even after all the craziness from January, early March still gave you a textbook daily pattern. And you go to target 2, you get rejected at 10 cents, 9.55. You come all the way back to 6. You're at 7.8 now, 6. Maybe 6, maybe 6.5. I'm under 7 cents, let's say that. But that's how we know. And again, if you're looking for Doge to Moon, it's not until after that pattern's fully retested. Just to give you perspective, this has bounced several times off that 7 cent level, which is a big weekly level for us. 7 cents. The takeaway here, folks, we're still in reaction territory on everything. Everything is still just reactions, no matter what. Okay? And you can go back to the other ones. You just need to wait on them. Absolutely. I've got one or two more. Someone went on that Jasmine. Yeah. Another one down here. Same deal. Great position. Check out the big pattern. It's a beautiful type 2. Okay, came right back into the zone. I like that, and I think it's just taking more time. We're still looking for target 2, 0.9 cents. But it ran into resistance on that last move to 7, which was coincidentally the target 1. So target 1, think of it just in terms of the target. All right, that's our objective, the minimum there. Meanwhile, software is kicking out hop level, which was all the way down here, 0.36 cents. It's still a double from hop to target 1, but it came back, and we've been on it. Just to share this with you folks, this has been one of our premium crypto picks. Back down here, 5. The XA level was 5.4. Confirmation was about 5.2. Excuse me, 0.52. And nothing's changed. I just think this is a slow mover. HSI definitely registered recently. Something's not right. Are you guys having problems with HSI? I just noticed today. Let me see. Maybe it's me. I was having an issue earlier today with HSI specifically. I'll have to come back to this. I think it's all right. Let me know. All right. But you get the picture. Oh, I did want to show. Let's go to total indices here before we get out. Your total indice outlook. Here's total. We, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, we've been waiting for the oversold reading on HSI, and that triggered 2 days ago. That was Sunday on the close. Now we're checking back, retesting, and you probably need 2 more days. So we know we're early of letting this reaction. That was the reaction we're looking for. Go sideways. Get really boring for about 5 days, please, and just hold above 1 trillion, 1.1 trillion. So what we're looking for into the next, I don't know, the end of the month really, is this just to stay up there. You don't want crypto to do much. You want it, it's got oversold, but here's the bigger picture because we're coming into the end of the month. 5 more days, and the monthly close is going to be important. You're going to go back and you're going to look, are we going to be a bullish candle or are we going to be a bearish candle? And you could have a brief pause here, but boy, that candle was looking a lot better about a week ago. Need to see how we finish this up. I would think even if you got like a doji, you don't want a doji, but you need to get above 1.2 trillion, 1.11 trillion to be stronger than it is now. I still like it, and again, the monthly dynamics of big yellow dot, all of that being confirming here, pretty nice. And I would say 960 billion should be the floor going forward. Let's say this thing even it corrects even in some kind of short-term correction, 960 billion. You shouldn't see that be taken out. And I want to see 2 or 3 months of bullish candles. 5 days are going to be important. I really think it's going to be important the next 5 days. 1 second. 1 second. The total 3 index and DeFi, these are the two I want to look at because they have a lot of patterns here. We had some bullish daily signals on total DeFi. Oh, sorry, total 3. But check out this daily bat pattern for total 3. So you take out Ethereum, crypto, we're talking alt and T coins. Looks like we're going to have some more pressure down for now. Maybe what? Maybe as low as 331 billion or wherever the next HSI is. And almost got there. I would think we get down to the 358, 350 area. You still have a little more to go is what I'm saying here. Monthly basis, this is where it gets interesting. Even with this most recent pullback, I'm not too concerned. Let it do its thing, but let me clean this up. Yellow dot on the monthly, that's a great long-term signal. I've said that if you go back and look, especially a lot of the longer-term stuff, crypto, where monthly, weekly dots, bullish dots were critical stabilization points, this is no different. And we've retested it. You really should be looking at this thing to put a floor here now. Again, come back in 5 days. We're going to come back all of this, do a big month-end review. Because this 1 month candle could really determine whether or not crypto will move this summer. And so you're talking 5 days to tip its hat. It's an interesting spot. And the DeFi index, same deal. 45 billion, some long-term signals trying to trigger. Here's what the daily looks like. Look, a couple of you have this big deep crab. So that's like the Bitcoin zone, but for DeFi, you're retesting the bottom of support, which is like 40 billion. And you never broke out above that 57 billion. So this thing's lagging. Needs more time. Needs more time, but not much. I mean, look, this could go sideways and be super boring for 3 to 6 months from now, and then not do anything until you get Bitcoin cycle to kick up. A lot in development for sure. I'm waiting before I release my next set of crypto because I don't want to jump it too soon. And you got a lot of things like, key crypto to be looking at. Solana is probably up there as well from a harmonic pattern perspective, because you, just like Cardano and the rest, it might not ever get back down there. Maybe I'm completely wrong about Solana, but the retest of that crab pattern is where I would look for the opportunity. Okay, and again, if Cardano doesn't get to 28 and Solana doesn't get back to 12, I can live with it because I'll have a half a dozen other crypto that are ready to rock after retesting. All right, let's top of the hour. Let's get back. Let's just kind of update our 5-minute deal. What's going on with SPY, S&P? Still no dot down here. And it's really about here it's the futures chart. Let me pull up the other platform. S&P futures, Okay, we're looking for 414. We just broke into the new hour 5 minutes ago. Listen, it's been straight down all day. You've got nothing here, and I'm not even looking at it until minimum 414. You're at 4120 at the moment. What's that 5 minute look like? All right. Hey, you have a. All right, for right now, you do have an ABCD at the low here on the 5 minute time frame. Here's what I'm thinking about going into the end of the day. Maybe some kind of reactive pop here, but show me where the next HSI bearish completes. If we're going to get down to that 414 level, it would be like that. What's the indicator look like? Pretty steady coming up. I mean, has to get above 50. And this is just for the 5 minute. This could be just a quick reaction, and then maybe go to target one and then down again. That could happen. I mean, maybe the low. I was looking for 414 when we started the show back here. We were down at 22. We got to 16. That's pretty close. There's your. Go back to 60 minutes. Sorry. And it is a type 2 Gartley, where, things could possibly happen, but they only happen if you get some clear confirmation. And you're not there. Look, this is definition of indicator expansion failure. So you're like this. Look at that. You're a negative 21 on your hourly HSI. A negative 21, and your amplified is at an 11. That's deeply oversold. And even standard RSI on the hourly, this might be one of the lowest readings of the year. It's the lowest since March 8. Hold on. I mean, this is deep. Yeah, your 4-hour time frame as well. Yeah, that's what's at hand here. Listen, let me blow this out. You're not doing anything until that 4-hour comes in like this. Yeah, now this is 414, 4114, folks, is a minimum. I think, again, the other big number I want to leave you with before Thursday on the S&P is still the macro chart. That's still the main chart you want to follow, the SPY or the futures. If you want to know where the larger market's going, look at the SPY and then look at the Qs. But I think, and I updated this to members last week, 40.44 off of this daily Gartley bat pattern. I'm sorry. I think the fact that you failed the January peak here and you came back up 8 days sideways, now rolling over, 3-bar reversals in, 40.44. It's probably where we go into the end of the month. 5 days. 5 days. Let me see. What's the... yeah, we'll already be into May by the weekend. Big stuff there. Speaking of monthly, this is also the last kind of macro thing on the SPY or the futures. This is what's at stake. And it's been extraordinarily tight. A lot of people are asking me, hey, doesn't this market action, isn't it really garbage? Yeah, it is. It's garbage because of this. This is one of the tightest ranges we've had in the last 5 years, at least. You go back the last 6 months, that's insanity. 4150 on the top side, 3800 on the down low, or maybe 42 to 4000 or 3900, but that's it. That's super tight. You have to go back on the monthly. The last time we've moved 8, 9, 10 months sideways, and I mean super squeeze like that, maybe you have to go back in here, 2018. And that wasn't even, that followed in a pretty aggressive run. Or go back here, 2014. And I still think, eventually we'll break up. We will break up. It's all a question of at what point. I mean, this is one of the tightest ranges that we have seen. I would say maybe even on a monthly chart, you go back, you got to go back a ways here. Be aware of that. It will break and this will bust out, but there'll be plenty of time to take advantage of it, capitalize on it. And everybody's looking for the breakout and close on the monthly above 4,200. That might be in May. Okay, or maybe that's in June or something. But it's not yet. It's not going to be, not now. And again, I think this is going to be a digestion of the first quarter highs. You come off that first quarter high like we're doing now, and then maybe later in the summer, you make a run back up there. I think your whole summer could look like this. Quite frankly, you spend some time coming off this pattern and then back up for the full retest. And still be range bound. I mean, this is within the larger range bound. Target 2 is the low end of the monthly range bound. And your hop level or your pattern zone here, that's it. That's been the last 7-8 months, folks. All within this pattern. And don't expect more than that. Okay, be patient with it. Okay, here we go. Forgot. Okay, 41.14. That was the target. We started an hour ago. Here we go. Try to wrap it up here. 41.14. Can we get it just for posterity's sake? And I'm not saying buy. I'm just saying this type 2 Gartley 41.14.05 that's why. Because it's a hop level, no confirmation, minimum Gartley retest on something like that. And you don't have anything. Again, it's probably the third time I've said this. But you have to coordinate the zone with the proper indicator reading. This is diving in the oversold. And we'll get down there. I'm just seeing if we hit 414 before we get out of here. But then, and I think this is a first move. That daily target at 40.44 is more likely and could be by the time we're in here on Thursday. Just not doing much. Come on. Let's pull up the good old 30-second chart. See if we can clip it before we get out of here. Nope. There you go. Come on. Come on down. New lows of the day. Check out. If you got in here late, please check out what I started today's show with. And looking for this breakdown, not only on the 5-minute, but the hourly, the daily. There you go. 14. Come on. 14. There you go. 14. It has been done. Nice one. And this could flush, but 14 was the target. There you go. Crack it. Straight on through to the other side. Woof. 14 and then some. There you go. Big flush coming. Nice. I would look, go to the 4-hour time frame. What's HSI doing? Because we know hourly is way oversold. This would probably going to trend lower until that can even pop out. And what's the next 4-hour time interval? I think it's coming up at 2 o'clock. Yeah, let that break free, folks. Again, though, when you're at that point, you have to respect the levels. Everything we do here is about the levels. EXO 7, there was 7 points right there. Look at what we started today's session with, okay? And now look at where we are. 05. 04. We're gonna break 40, 44 now. That's it. That's where you're targeting. 40.44. I'm good by that. But for now, day's done. All right. Listen, come on back on Thursday. Again, folks, watch for the scammers. Please, I'm never going to solicit money. 95% of my stuff is free. Get over to the basic membership page. Get with the software. I don't even solicit people to buy the software. I just say take the trial. Because once they take the trial and they see the levels, they know they need the levels. That's what we do. That's how I know 41.14 when we started today. Now 07. Send your username to hpc@sr-analyst.com and take advantage of what we have, and then subscribe to the gold membership, but after the fact. All right, I'll talk more about that on Thursday. Have a great one, folks. We'll catch you. Watch this SPY just collapsing. Later. It's been fun. As always, go get them. Until Thursday.